Alright, so now again. Clarel, Herman Melville. Melville's note. If during the period in which this work has remained unpublished, though not undivulged of any of its properties, have by a natural process exhaled, it yet retains, I trust, enough of original life to redeem it at least from vapidity. Be that as it may, I here dismiss the book content beforehand with whatever future awaits it. Part 1, Jerusalem. 1. The Hostel. In chamber low, and scored by time, masonry old, late washed with lime, much like a tomb new cut in stone, elbow on knee and brown sustain, all motionless on sidelong hand, a student sits and broods alone. The small deep casement sheds a ray, which tells that in the holy town it is the passing of the day, the vigil of Epiphany. Beside him in the narrow cell, his luggage lies unpacked. Thereon the dust lies on him, and well, the dust of travel. But anon his face he lifts, in future fine, yet pale, and all but feminine, but for the eye and serious brow, then rises, paces to and fro, and pauses, saying, "Over cheer," then anticipated here. By me, the learner, now I find, theology, art thou so blind? What means this naturalistic knell, in lieu of Silo's oracle, which here should murmur, snatched from graces, and wailed in the holy place? Not thus it was but yesterday, off Jaffa on the clear blue sea. Not thus my heart it was with thee, landing amid the shouts and spray, nor thus when mounted, full equipped, one through the vaulted gate we slipped, beyond the walls where gardens bright with bloom and blossoms cheered the sight. The plain we crossed in afternoon, how like our early autumn bland, so softly tempered for a boon. The breath of Sharon's prairie land, as was it, yes, her tilted rose, that scarlet poppy off at hand. The Romley gleamed the sail-white town at even. There I watched the day close. From the fair tower, the superb one, seaward and dazing set the sun. Inland I turned me toward the wall of Ephraim, stretched in purple pall, romance of mountains, but in end, what change the near approach could lend? The start this morning, and guns and lance against the quarter moon's low tide. The sieves' huts were hushed, the ride, chill daybreak in the lorn advance. In story straight, the scorch of noon, thrown off by crags, reminding one of those hot Paynims whose fierce hands flung showers of Afric's fiery sands. In face of that crusader king, Louis to wither his wing, and at the last aloft for goal, like the ice bastions round the pole. Thy blank, blank towers Jerusalem. Again he droops, with brow on hand, but starting up. Why, well I knew Salem to be no Samarcand. 'Twas scarce surprise, and yet first view bring this eclipse. Needs be my soul purged by the desert subtle air from bookish vapors. Now is air to nature's influx of control come likewise now to consciousness of true import of that press of inklings which in travel late through Latin sands did vex my state, and somehow seemed clandestine. Ah, these underforming in the mind banked corals which ascend from far, but little heed men they wind unseen, unheard, till lo the reef and breaker, wreck and grief. But here unlearning how to me opes the expanse of time's vast seal. Yes, I am young, but age old. The books, not all have told, and for the rest, the facile chat of overweenings. What was that? The grave one said in Jaffa Lane, whom there I met my countryman, but new return from travel here. Some word of mine provoked the strain. His meaning now begins to clear. Let me go over it again. Our new world's worldly wit, so shrewd, lacks the Semitic reverent mood. Unworldly hardly may confer fitness for just interpreter of Palestine. Forego the state of local minds, invertebrate tied to one poor and casual form, to avoid the deep saves not from storm. Those things he said, and added more. No clear, authenticated lore I deem, but need now confess my cultivated narrowness, though scarce indeed of some he meant. 'Tis the uprooting of content. So he, the student, 'twas a mind earnest by nature, long confined, apart like Vesta in a grove, collegiate, but let to rove, and last abroad among mankind, and here in end confronted so by the true genus, friend or foe, an actual visage of a place before, but dreamed of in the glow of fancy's spiritual grace. Further his meditations aim, reverting to his different frame, bygone, and then can faith remove her light, because of late no plea I've lifted to her source above, dropping thereat upon the knee. His lips he parted, but the word against the utterance demurred and failed him. With infirm intent he sought the housetop set of sun, his feet upon the yet warm stone. He, Clarel, by coping lent, in silent gaze, the mountain town, a walled and battlement won, with houseless suburbs front and rear, and flanks built up from steep severe, saddles and turrets the ascent, tower which rides the elephant, hence the large view, where he stood, at Acra's upper neighborhood. The circling hills he saw, with one excelling, ample in its crown, making uplifted city low, by contrast Olivet. The flow of eventide was full brim, overlooked the houses, slope from him, terraced or dome, unchimneyed gray, all stone or more, a more of roofs. No play of life, no smoke went up, no sound except low hum and that half drowned. The inn abutted on the pool, named Zekiah's, a sunken court where silence and seclusion rule, hemmed round by walls of nature's sort, based a stone structure seeming one even with the steeps they stand upon. At three-decker stern's light pier, down on oily wake below, upon the sleek dark waters here the inn's small lattices bestow a reward glance, and here and there in flaws the languid evening air stirs the dull weeds of dust, which trail in festoons from the crag and vale, ancient fissures overstopped by the tall covent of the cop, built like house over the main. Blind arches show in the walls of wane, sealed windows, portals masoned fast, and terraces where nothing passed, by pyramids all dumb, no tarn among the Catskills. High above farmhouse and stack, thus lichened barn, a log bridge rotting in remove, more lonesome look than this dead pool, in town where living creature rule. Not here the spell might he undo, the strangeness haunted him and grew, but twilight close, he descends, and toward the inner court he wends. Alright, so that's just part one.